Vamos a Mexico. Hola everybody, how are you today? We are going to Mexico via the Wordy Traveler subscription. I am so excited. This is a fantastic subscription. This is Editing Jessie here. When I opened the box, this is what I saw on top. The box was bigger than most of our subscription suitcase size boxes, which is great. They added a bigger item, and I like that they put it in another box. It was still branded, but didn't look like a suitcase, more like a crate. And it was too big, however, to fit underneath my camera. So sorry about that. Here's what it looks like. Also, a reminder, they are capping the subscriptions at 1,000. So if you're interested in this box, don't wait too long. Spots are limited. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am very excited to actually show you the first quarterly subscription box that I got. This is for the third quarter. And if you're new here, you're going to discover an awesome subscription. So this is designed for those that have the wanderlust feeling but can't exactly travel. So you travel through books in the comfort of your own home. And yes, we are going to Mexico with this amazing art card for the third quarter box. They do this rather than seasonally. This box works per quarter. So July, August, September is the third quarter. And of course, October, November, December, I'll be showing you the fourth quarter box, which I cannot wait for as well. So you can already see I've actually pulled out the big souvenir slash, textile artisan type product for this box. And it is this gorgeous, gorgeous blanket. It's big, of course, and it just filled most of the box. So I thought, let's show it first. It also makes it easier and it grabs your attention. So we have beautiful, Mexican patterns designed. You could probably almost recognize these patterns. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous blanket. It's not the softest blanket in the world, but it'll have a good, nice weight to it. I think it'll be great for fall. It'll have some weight, but not like crazy warm. And so this is our postcard from Mexico right here. Art card to go on top. I love the vintage looking this is like I don't know if it's a prickly pear cactus, but it's something like it. I was very, very close to Mexico in Big Bend National Park, basically on the Rio Grande. I mean, I was about 6 feet away from Mexico. It was so much fun back in 2004, and we saw tons of these prickly pear cactus out there. Thank you so much to the Wordy Traveler for choosing me to be a part of their team. And I do have an awesome discount for you. Jessie15, the link and code down below, will get you $20 off of your first box, even if you just sign up for 1 quarter. So instead of the $79 a quarter price, it'll go down to $59, plus you'll get that bonus box, a $99 value completely free, and Sleepy Bookworm Tea in every quarterly box you sign up for the rest of the year, which would be quarters 3 and 4. If you sign up by the end of September, you should receive the Mexico box. Check at the top of the website. It'll show you what country they are currently selling. We have another gorgeous, gorgeous image here, Mexican beach. I like this a lot. It almost has a vintage look too, but very tropical. And of course the back is a product guide. So we're going to start about reading with the souvenir, which is a Mexican blanket. Tightly woven on traditional looms and rich with color, the sarape style blanket embodies centuries of Mexican craftsmanship. From chilly mornings in the highlands to Oaxaca to breezy nights along Baja's coast, these blankets have wrapped generations in warmth, stories, and song. Let it accompany you on your own journeys, picnic, prayer, or porch swing, carrying the soul of Mexico in every thread. And of course, you can read your book and be cuddled in this blanket as well. Of course, books and blankets go so great together. Now, it did say that this was a colorful blanket, and it looks like there is another color variation available. If you get the box, let me know what color you got. This is gray, white, and black. It's still very pretty. There is another variation without spoiling other items here. That is a teal. Well, it looks teal, but then in small print it says teal color shown in photo is actually a dark green. That would be really, really pretty. If any of you have gotten it, I would love to see it. I bet that's beautiful. So let's get on to some other items from the box. I'm debating whether to leave this up or not here. It's a nice backdrop. My apologies for not being able to fit the box under my camera, but I did show you a photo in the beginning. Next, we are going to the bookmark and souvenir. Comes in this envelope here. And we have a beautiful quote, and again, a picture of a pyramid. I love the artwork that we're getting. This says, "Detrás de cada recuerdo hay un significado que lo hace digno de conversar," which means, behind every keepsake lies a meaning that makes it worth keeping. I love that. Detrás de cada recuerdo. We have a sugar skull bookmark right here, which is absolutely gorgeous. You know these are gorgeous in general, and obviously they're used for Day of the Dead celebrations, and they're just a symbol of Mexican culture, I really believe. If anybody wants to elaborate, if you know more about it, feel free. I had a sugar skull, I believe in 8th grade. Our teacher got us one. I took Spanish. We celebrated Dia de los Muertos. So that is gorgeous. I just love those in general. We have some information about them, but of course, each quarterly box, your first box should come with a passport. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm not sure if it's in this one for me, but you will be able to keep track of each country you go to in your passport. And here's a sticker to put in your passport, which of course is a sugar skull again and says Mexico. Like I said, I haven't gone through the rest of the box yet. It's off to my side here, so we might find it. I'm hoping we do. But then this is the charm for the quarter. Gorgeous sugar skull charm. I just love the theme. I think this is just fantastic. Great art. And there was some information about both products on the back of this, so I'll read these to you. So the sugar skull charm, we'll start with the little charm right here. You can make a bracelet of all the places you've been as you get this box. You know, you can put them on bookmarks, you know, whatever you want to do. It might be a tassel, you know, whatever you want to make or do with it. A tiny talisman of life, death, and celebration. Worn or carried, the miniature calavera is a reminder of Mexico's sacred truth. Death is not the end, but a part of the story. Rooted in ancient Aztec tradition and reimagined through Dia de los Muertos, the sugar skull honors those who walk before us, joyfully, colorfully, and with love. Let this charm serve as a symbol of memory, magic, and the beauty of life fully lived. So that is a gorgeous charm. There's a little picture of it there, and we have it down here. And then the bookmark is a tribute to life and memory as well. The sugar skull bookmark isn't just a way to mark your place. It's a tribute to memory. Inspired by the iconic calaveras of Dia de los Muertos, it honors the lives that came before us with joy, color, and meaning. In Mexico, remembrance isn't somber, it's a celebration. Let this handcrafted piece remind you that every life is a story worth holding on to, one page at a time, which of course then we will see in our books as we get further along in this box. I love all the items so far. This is, I think, a great curation. It seems like it's going to represent Mexico very well. Before we get to our 2 books that we'll receive in the quarterly box, remember the quarterly box is a little bit different in what we'll receive than the bonus box. The bonus box had more souvenirs and artifacts and only 1 book. However, the quarterly box has 2 books and then 1 souvenir plus the beautiful looking bookmark that you might also get if you were traveling to Mexico. But before we get our books out, let's look at the tea and coffee selections. This prickly pear tea is very appropriate as the postcard featured the prickly pear cactus. So this is probably a really good flavor too. It says a desert-inspired blend of prickly pear and citrus, bright, refreshing, and as serene as the first light of day. That sounds really good. It does have caffeine, unfortunately. I really can't have anything with caffeine, so I might try a sip because I love the scent of prickly pear and I would love to see what it tastes like in tea. The coffee is called Luz de la Mañana, And you would think it would be light of the morning saying mañana, but maana is what it says. This is a Mexican-inspired coffee blend. It's probably a play on words of light of the morning. La luz is light, mañana is morning, but they're missing the ñ in there. I kind of like how they did that. And it says in the small print, every cup captures the tranquility of golden mornings and the vibrant soul of Mexico. Light roast, floral, and what is that? What is that word? I can't. Citrury? Citrury. 100% Arabica. So there we go. Usually we have more information about where the coffee and tea came from. And remember, in every quarterly box, you'll also get your Sleepy Bookworm Tea. I got it in the last bonus box if you would like to hear about it. It doesn't seem to be in this one, but you would get it in every quarterly box for the remainder of 2025. Now we're going to go to our books. I love the branded tissue paper that they have this time, Wordy Traveler. My books are trying to escape out the bottom here. And this is the seal, and I think because it's also branded Wordy Traveler, WT, and that's also their Instagram, their social media logo. So we've got 2 books. I'm very excited here. And let's see what we have. I haven't looked at these at all ahead of time. So we have A Ballad of Love and Glory is a novel, and My Side of the River. Interesting. This is a memoir. So 2 completely different. We've got our fiction here and our nonfiction here. I have to admit, I saw the list of choices, and maybe I should have emailed. I don't know. You can pick, of course, if you want 2 nonfiction books or 2 fiction books, or like this one, a fiction and a nonfiction. And of course, just because I got these 2 books, you might get any. There's at least 6. I think there's over 6 books to choose from for this quarter. So definitely keep that in mind. I really actually did see, I remember some of the other titles. I remember the fiction book, there was another choice called Like Water for Chocolate. If it sounds familiar, you probably have seen one of the movie adaptations of it. I have seen one of the movies in my Spanish class at university, and absolutely, it was a fun movie, and I would have loved to have read the book. So I really would have loved to have gotten that one, especially in English after watching the movie in Spanish. I'm sure I missed some things, and the books are always more detailed, anyway, and better than movies, right? So I really wanted that one, and there was a nonfiction book about Tenochtitlan, which I think is a city. I can't even remember now, but I think it's a city or was a city. I'll put it in the screen, the history of it, but I'd learned about it years ago. Let's go over the fiction first, A Ballad of Love and Glory. This is by Reina Grande, and you can see here, respectable size print, and it's paperback. It looks brand new to me. This looks good, great condition. So it's the nationally best-selling author of The Distance Between Us. Let me know if you've heard of that book or any of these books down in the comments below. I'll try to go over a brief synopsis of both of them. I do think that's an interesting thing to do. We can read the backs for sure. So, A Forgotten War and Unforgettable Romance. 1846. After the controversial annexation of Texas, the U.S. Army marches south to provoke war with Mexico over the disputed Rio Grande boundary. Jimena Benitez, a gifted Mexican healer, joins the front lines as an army nurse after Texas Rangers raid her ranch and kill her husband. John Riley, an Irish immigrant, boldly deserts the U.S. Army in unjust cause and, vowing to defend Mexico, forms the St. Patrick's Battalion. When Jimena and John meet in the midst of ravaging war, they find solace in each other's arms. Swept up by forces with the power to change history, will Jimena and John will they survive the chaos of this bitter war, or will their love be devoured along the land they strive to defend? It's heartbreaking and lyrical. Reina Grande's spellbinding saga, inspired by true events and historical figures, brings these 2 remarkable characters to life, illuminating a largely forgotten moment in U.S.-Mexico history that impacts the border to this day. that sounds really interesting. I like the sounds of this book a lot. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I usually, historical fiction, if I'm going to read fiction, historical fiction is the way to go for me. It doesn't have to have a romance in it, but this sounds like it's not going to be sappy. It's going to be along with the war and all the trials and tribulations. So I really think that sounds good. This, My Side of the River, is a memoir by Elizabeth Camarillo Gutierrez. Love that. The very, very Hispanic name there. Love the colors of this book. The jacket screams Mexico as well. Memoirs are always interesting too. I really love nonfiction. I like getting carried away in a good fiction story too, but I would probably choose 2 nonfiction books if I were a subscriber of this. But I am so grateful to be sharing this with you guys as representing the Wordy Traveler. This was one of my dream boxes, in case I haven't said that in the past, to be able to show on the channel. And I did buy the Peru box a few years ago. So there is something about the author here. Born to Mexican immigrants south of Rillito River in Tucson, Arizona. That river is Rillito. Elizabeth Camarillo Gutierrez has the world at her fingertips. She was preparing to enter her freshman year of high school as the #1 student when suddenly her own country took away the most important right a child has, the right to a family. When her parents' visas expired and they were forced to return to Mexico, Elizabeth was left responsible for her younger brother as well as her education. Determined to break the cycle of being a statistic, she knew that even though her parents couldn't stay, there was no way she could let go of the opportunities the U.S. could provide. Armed with only her passport and sheer teenage determination, Elizabeth became what her school would have eventually described as an unaccompanied homeless youth, one of the thousands of underage victims affected by family separation due to broken immigration laws. For fans of The Educated by Tara Westover and The Distance Between Us by Reina Grande, My Side of the River explores separation, generational trauma, and the toll of the American dream. It's also, at its core, a love story between a brother and a sister who, no matter the cost, is determined to make the pursuit of her brother's dreams easier than it was for her. Wow. This is very timely, of course, for today. This was written in 2024, so it's a very new book, which, as you can imagine, it's got to be, like they said, a beautiful story of a brother and sister, but also kind of heartbreaking. But I think it sounds interesting. Would I have liked to have read about the story of the city of Tenochtitlan? Probably. But this, I think, sounds really good as well. So just goes to show you, you can get a wide variety of books of different types of subjects from all over from this subscription. And I mean, you've seen what I've gotten so far in the bonus boxes and now this third quarter book. So just let me know what you think. I, of course, chosen family. That is so true for today. Chapter 21 there. I just love the subscription. I think it's, this of course is very relevant and timely. We've got a hardcover and a softcover book, which the prices of these alone, $29 US. And this one I saw on the back here, $17.99. This is almost, the cost of the box right here. So like I said, you get $20 off with my code Jessie15 and link down below, plus the $99 retail value completely free of the bonus box and Sleepy Bookworm Tea for the rest of 2025 in each quarterly subscription that you sign up for. I really like this one. This is my favorite that I've seen in a while. Mexico is a great country to feature. I of course have interest in it after taking Spanish in high school and college. I've always wanted to go to Mexico. If you have the wanderlust to go, you can basically experience it from your own house with these 2 awesome books, or any 2 that you might get, or you can get as many as 6 books. Just because the starting subscription is 2 books, you can choose to get 4 books or 6 books as well. The prices do go up. I'll put that in the description box below, and it's on their website. But if you don't want to miss out on the books, you can get all 6, 3 fiction and 3 nonfiction. So there are many options. Make sure you read as you're checking out. But you can curl up with your coffee or your tea or both, and curl up under your blanket and read. So I think, and of course, have a beautiful bookmark to mark your place when you need to take a break. So I think this was one of my favorite boxes. I love everything. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite item, probably the blanket. And of course, maybe the fiction book. In this case, this story sounds really good. Especially with the fact that this Irish guy ends up, you know, fighting for the other side, quote unquote. It sounds very interesting. And I love how the flower looks on that orange book jacket. Very pretty. So bookmark. So let me know what you think of this box and the description box down below. And of course, like I said, you'll also get a passport to keep track of your quarterly travels, and you'll get to put this Mexico sticker of the sugar skull in your passport. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it that thumbs up. It helps me, it helps my channel. And hype the like if you can. The new feature, hype, is down below. You'll see it when you like the video if you're on your mobile phone, or you can toggle over. Click that hype button. If you have any questions about the hype button, you can hype up to 3 channels per week. But let me know down in the description box below, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. It's free to hype the like. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.